Today we're gonna be drying off 19 cows. I believe there's 13 of them right here. We're gonna lock all of the milk cows after feeding here, and we're gonna make sure we have the right cows here. And then we gotta go ahead and pick out a couple more, I think 6 more cows out of the second group. And we're just gonna leave them in the holding area until milking this afternoon, and then we're gonna dry them off. So the self lockers are in lock mode, but there's not a ton of cows getting up to eat right now. That's because they had a little bit of feed left over from last night, so we had to scrape it. It's just on the ends here. So if the cows had feed left over, typically they're not as motivated to get up when that feed wagon comes through the barn to go and eat. So we're just gonna have to give it a bit of time here. Most of the cows are gonna lock up then, and we'll be able to sort out the ones that we want. Hey, come on, ladies. So these cows are just gonna wait here till this afternoon's milking. They're gonna be in here for about 6 hours or so, and then we're gonna dry them off. The reason why we keep them separate is so that they're all in the first row of the parlor, or the first 2 lines, and it's really easy just to milk them all the last time, give them their dry cow penicillin and their teat blocker, and then we can run them outside right away. We'll just run them through here, out one of those doors, and into the dry cow corrals. So that's our dried distiller's grain bin. It's almost empty, so I'm gonna move some grain over into it. That's the stuff that that truck dropped off that got stuck there last week. So that bin's pretty small and it would never be able to hold that entire truck. So we just line up the auger to a bigger bin over here. And then every 2 weeks or so, we gotta move it over there. So on the same day that truck came, we filled this truck up with the dried distiller's grain as well. So this one's full. All I gotta do is take that tractor with the auger, line it up to that feed bin there, and dump this thing in there. We have a little switch here. This turns on and off the battery. So we gotta turn that on. We just have that on there just to make sure that the battery doesn't die. Sometimes something draws a little bit of power, and if it sits here for a week or something, that battery could be dead. So this is a really easy way just to make sure it always starts up. Well, that's pretty good. Auger should be in the right spot now. So now we can grab the truck and dump it. So I'm just sitting at the top of the bin here. My dad's down there, he's ready to shut it off. I don't think we're gonna get it all in there, but still a bit of room. It's pretty full here. Probably fit a few 5-gallon pails in there, that's about it. The truck's empty, so that's perfect. We're in the main freestall barn here, and I want to get the neck rail moved inward in this first group here. Now, a while ago I made a video of moving this neck rail out a bit. That was on the east side of the barn where there's older cows. You know, they've calved at least twice already, and these cows don't need to learn how to lay in these beds at all. What we're seeing on the west side of the barn here with the first calving heifers is some of them are struggling to learn how to use these beds. They're sometimes going a little bit too far in these beds, and they can get a little bit stuck. So what will end up happening for these heifers that get scared to go in these beds is they're just gonna end up laying in the manure alleys, and we don't want this because they're gonna get super dirty and it's just not as comfy for the cow, and they're probably not gonna produce as much milk either. Almost all of the animals that come into these barns are perfectly fine, but there's the odd heifer that struggles to learn with these beds. So what I'm gonna do this morning is just move this neck rail over 6.5 inches, and hopefully this will make it easier for some of those heifers to get in and out of these beds. All right, so we got every single loop marked. There's a little tick on every single one of these, 6.5 inches. Now I'm gonna go grab the cordless impacts. So this neck rail should be completely loose now. We got every single bracket a little bit undone. Now I'm just gonna try and kick it in exactly 6.5 inches. Awesome, so we got that neck rail moved in there a little bit. Hopefully it's gonna make it a lot easier for those freshly calved heifers to learn how to use these beds. And we'll have to just watch over the next couple of months to see if it really made a difference. It didn't happen often, but it did happen, so we'll see. If we don't see it anymore, we'll know this helped. All right, so the ladies are there. Just gonna run the crowd gate forward a bit, lift it up, send it back over them, and then pull them all into the parlor. I want to get 12 in on one side, and then we'll get 7 on the other side. Forwards a bit. Up. And then all the way back. She really wants to come in. Come on, ladies. Come on. Let's go. Come on, ladies, let's go. Come on, girls. So those girls in the corral now are gonna have their 2-month dry vacation out there, and I think the sun showed up perfectly in time for that. We're all done milking here this evening. We got those cows dried off, and there's one last thing that I want to do before I finish up for the day. I think I need to give my truck a bath, so we're gonna go drive it over to the generator shed where our pressure washer is and give this thing a quick little rinse. That looks a heck of a lot better. I'm gonna go take these coveralls off before I get back into that truck. That is gonna be it for today's video. If you enjoyed, make sure to hit those like and subscribe buttons. Check out the Instagram @SaskDutchKid, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.